Hi, today we're coming to you from Ken's Sewing Center. We want to go over a general overview and go over some of the features on the Qnique 19x from the Grace Company. This is a great machine with 19 inches of throat space. It's got several features, all the features of a long arm machine, and I want to show you how it's going to benefit you. First thing, if you'll notice, our thread mast is placed toward the front of the machine. That's going to make it easy for us to reach thread in the machine. We're not going to have to be walking around back and forth. And threading the machine is going to be very simple. You're going to have little diagrams everywhere where you thread the machine to show you exactly what to do. So you're not going to have to go search for that book, get it out. It's right there where you can see it. The tension is easy to adjust with all the numbers facing forward on the tension disc, so you're going to be able to see that very easy. Everything's made to work from the front. Moving on to our handlebars. Our handlebars are going to be very adjustable, so you can adjust them to fit your needs, whether you're shorter, taller. If you need to, have a longer reach, you're going to be able to just open this here. We're going to be able to turn the handlebars. We're going to be able to set them where we want them. Close this back, and it's going to be customized to you. On our handlebars, we're going to have buttons that are easily accessible. To start the machine, needle up, needle down, we're going to be able to adjust the speed from our handles as well. We're also going to have a touch screen, which we'll get into here in just a minute. You also have a bobbin winder built into this machine. That's one of the great features about all the Grace machines, especially the 19x. With the 19x, we can adjust the bobbin winder to where it fills the bobbin to the exact amount of thread that we want. So if we're doing like smaller things at different colors, we can adjust it just to put a little bit of thread on there. And when we do that, it's going to stop automatically. You press play to start it. You press pause to stop it. It's as simple as that. You also have a diagram here that shows you exactly how to thread the bobbin winder with a built-in cutter to cut the thread. With this machine, it's going to take the long arm needles. You're going to have several choices of needles that match your threads. It's easy to thread because it threads directly from the front to the back. You have your pressure foot here, which they have many accessories. They have all the pressure feet for all the different types of applications. Some more things that they have available for this machine is going to be a ruler base to use with your ruler feet. You're going to have a glide foot. You're going to have, square, round feet for all different kind of applications. I want to move on to the screen to show you guys how we can adjust the different settings of the machines and show you all the features. Okay, now we're going to go into a general overview of the screen functions and features of the 19x Grace machine. First of all, as with all Grace machines, this is going to have stitch regulation. We're going to have 4 modes that are all going to be very useful in their different way. The first mode we're going to go over is going to be a regulated mode. This is going to be the cruise mode. With the cruise mode, we're going to be able to adjust the stitches per inch by just pressing the plus negative buttons or pressing the handlebars up and down. And what that's going to do is that's going to tell us how many stitches per inch the machine's going to quilt. It's going to be regulated, so it's going to adjust that as you speed up and slow down, so you're not going to have to worry about how far apart your stitches are. With the cruise mode, it's going to have a minimum speed, just like the cruise control in your car. If you set the cruise control, it's going to run a constant speed all the time till you start moving faster. It's going to start moving faster. What that's going to be useful for is if you're doing micro stippling, you want to do rounded things and keep from having jagged edges. That's going to work great for that. The next mode we're going to go into is going to be our base mode. With our base mode, we're going to be able to make long stitches that are going to be easy to take out. So that's going to hold your quilt together and hold it in place while you quilt. We can go short, medium, or long just by pressing the button. The next mode is going to be manual. With the manual mode, it's just going to work just like your domestic machine. It's going to run a constant speed. When you press start, it's going to run whatever speed you have it set at, which is 55% right now. It goes from all the way up to 100%. So when we press start, the machine's going to run a constant speed. As we move faster and slower, the stitches are going to change in length. What that's going to be great for is if we're doing some artistic quilting, if we're doing thread painting, or we want something textured, it's going to allow us to give it a textured look. The next mode, which is probably the most popular mode, is going to be the precise mode. So it's going to be precise, just like it says. It's going to be stitches per inch is the only adjustment we're going to have on here. We've got preset of 6, 10, and 14. We can adjust that also by the plus negative button or the plus negative button on the handlebars. What's going to be more common is going to be 10 to 12 stitches per inch. That's going to give us a great look. So with that, we're going to be able to have full regulation. And if we're doing ruler work or something to where we want to sew and stop briefly, the machine's going to stop completely when we do, and it's going to start when we do. So that's going to be the most popular mode. Moving on to some of our other features. The needle jog is something that's great with this machine, and I really like it a lot. As we press this button, it's going to slowly let our needle go up and down. So if we want to slowly put our needle down, right against the fabric so we can see exactly where we're going to start and stop, we can do that. We can go all the way up, make a full revolution. If we want to do that, it's just a great feature that they've got built into it. Another neat thing I like about this machine is we can start or stop in the needle up or down position. So right here is just as simple as pushing this button. If we push it and the needle's down, it stops with the needle down. If we push it and it stops with the needle up, the needle stops with the needle up. Moving on to our edge warning. This is a great feature that I don't see in a whole lot of other brands out there that the 19x has, and it does really well, is the edge warning. We can set an edge warning on this machine to where if we move the machine all the way to the back, we can set it to where we hit upper left, then we can move it down and hit lower right. And what it's going to do is when we get within a ½ inch or an inch, whichever way we set it, of the edge, it's going to beep for us. So that's going to be great if we're like doing stippling work and we're trying to keep that fluid motion going on to where we can, you know, we don't want to bump up against the back. It's going to keep us from doing it. It's going to let you know, hey, you need to slow down a little bit. You need to start changing directions because you don't want to run into the back. That's a great feature that this machine has. Going back home, our next thing is going to be needle up, down. We can hit this button, go straight needle down. Hit the button, goes needle back up. In our settings menu, we've got machine settings where we can go in here and adjust different things. We can adjust the measurements in inches or centimeters. We can put the needle mode to a half stitch or a full stitch, where if we push the needle up down button, it'll go down and stop. Or if we put it on full stitch, it'll go down and back up. We've got the light warning. So with the light warning, when we start moving faster than the machine's capable of regulating, it's going to give us a red light to show us that we are going too fast, that we need to slow back down because the stitches are not going to be even anymore. We can also make it give us an audible sound to where it lets us know. We could turn the lights on and off on this machine in 3 different settings. And we have the info button. It tells us how many stitches have been sewed on this machine, how many hours have been sewn on this machine, gives us a total stitch count, and a run time where if we are quilting and we would like to know how many hours we've worked or how many minutes we worked, we can hit reset on that and it'll tell us how long this machine's been sewed on. Thank you for taking the time today to let us talk about one of our favorite machines. We have some awesome deals going on this machine and all the others right now. We've got some packages where you get free frames. We've got packages where you get free accessories. We've got a full service department. We've always got somebody here that can help you with any of these settings you have a question about. If you have a little bit further questions about some of these things, we can stop, explain it to you. If you would like for us to, we can do a demonstration via Zoom, via FaceTime. We'd love to talk to you and get you that new quilting machine today. With the 19x Qnique machine, you are going to be allowed to set this machine up in any type space you have. We can get a cutie frame that's going to sit in a small area, or we can grow into a larger frame. The machine is going to come free with the frames. We have the cutie frame, the Q-Zone queen frame, or the Q-Zone hoop frame, all of which are going to work great with the 19x machine. We also have automation. You can add automation to this machine and it will stitch for you automatically. It'll make patterns for you. You can walk away from it. It'll do the quilting for you. There's so many different options for this machine. It'll grow with you. Don't let a limited space be a factor in letting you get the long arm machine that you want today. We would love to talk to you, discuss all of our options. Thank you for tuning in.